Can you see me? Hey, Mr. Norris.
How are you?
Good. It's good to see you again.
Thanks. Good to see you too.
Thanks for coming out in this horrible weather.
Oh, no problem. It's not too bad out there.
Okay, good, good. I was just thinking, I wrote some notes from our last session 2 weeks ago. Last week you had mentioned you were going to come, but then Joey got sick. How's he feeling?
He's doing better now. He's a little under the weather, and with the diabetes and stuff, it can get serious.
Yeah.
But we're working through that, and he seems to be on the mends now. So
great,
yeah,
great. Some of the things I can remember you talked to me about 2 weeks ago were that your wife is in Afghanistan. She's coming back in the spring, and you guys have kept in touch with her Skyping.
Yep.
How's that going?
Good. Yeah, we have almost once a day even.
Oh, great.
Doing some Skyping sessions, and Joey seems to really enjoy that with talking to his mommy and stuff. And so it's not like she's here or anything. He's still talking to a computer, but we still seem to like that time that we have with her.
And when the sessions end, does Joey tend to get withdrawn or sad, or?
Yeah, so he does seem a little bit withdrawn. Not too bad. I mean,
Okay.
He normally just goes back to his normal routine, but you might see a little bit of differences in kind of the way he reacts when I tell him to go to bed or brush his teeth. He gets a little anxious and mad or something like that. So I've noticed a little bit, subtle behaviors that might be attributed to his mommy not being here. So.
Okay. Tell me a little bit more about the role your mom plays in your family right now.
Well, I mean, she's been a help. She fixes dinner sometimes, watches Joey when I need to work an extra job or something. She's just there, close by. She's still about 30 minutes away though, so it's not like she's right around the corner. But yeah, she does provide some help, assistance where needed.
Well, when I was reviewing my notes from last week, I kind of synthesized everything you said to try to make sure I'm understanding it correctly. So if you don't mind, I want to review what I think I heard you say 2 weeks ago, and then please feel free to correct me if something I say isn't right or add something as I go, okay? What I believe you said one of your main concerns is that's brought you here was Joey's behavior, and that his teachers have commented to you that his grades have dropped and that he seems a little more anxious and withdrawn during school. And that you've observed when he's at home, he tends to have outbursts that are often related to anger. He was trying to set up Legos, he said, and he got really mad and threw it across the room, and it left a dent in the wall. And then he ran out, and for that 10 seconds you couldn't find him. And I remember you saying you were so upset and worked up. So Joey's behavior is one issue, and then the other issue is that you feel like the bond that you and Joey had before he was diagnosed with diabetes and Nina left doesn't seem as strong. And you mentioned that you feel like whenever you're with him, you're always so focused on his blood sugars and is he eating right and did he get his medicine, that you're not relaxed. And he's always focused on you and trying to please you, but yet frustrated himself. And so relaxing things that you used to do, you're not doing anymore.
Sure.
Did I leave anything out?
No, I mean, those still seem to be kind of predominantly the main issues still today.
And tell me again some things that you've tried to do that you feel like were not successful in helping that.
Well, I tried to, schedule his meals more, kind of be more proactive in scheduling his meals and his medicines, and kind of setting aside these are the times. But unfortunately, that kind of didn't work out because there's no fun in that.
Right.
And so, Joey I would have trouble getting him there and things. And so, that was kind of one of the things I've tried and just wasn't really successful.
What have you done with regards to his behavior that you find disturbing?
Well, I tried to talk to him about it.
Okay.
But unfortunately, I'm not really getting a lot of response from him.
Okay.
So I don't know if it's just the way I'm asking him or discussing, or if he's just doesn't feel like talking. I don't know.
Well, one of the things I wanted to recommend to you, and just I really want your feedback on whether you think this would be something that would be possible for you and Joey to do, is called Filial therapy. Have you ever heard of Filial therapy?
No, I haven't.
No. Okay. So, Filial is based on the Latin word filius, or fili, which is son or daughter. So, it's a form of play therapy. Are you familiar at all with play therapy?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So, it's more like a family version of play therapy. With traditional play therapy, Joey would come into my office and play with my toys, and I would observe. It's usually a 60-minute session, and you wouldn't be present. But with filial therapy, you're actually a trained filial therapist teaches you how to do play therapy with Joey in the home. And it's usually 30-minute set sessions that you would do with Joey. And it's actually worked very well in several studies looking at chronically ill children. As well as a pretty big study was done in 2011 that looked at its success with military families. So I really think this would be helpful. What it would involve is me sending you to a group of colleagues of mine that are trained filial therapists, and you do group family filial therapy. So there would be other families there, and Joey would go, and they would talk to you and direct you on how to do this non-directive play therapy in your home. The aim is to teach child-centered play therapy to you so that you can develop closer and more intimate relationships with your child and to understand Joey's feelings better. So you might be able to put his outbursts, for example, in the context of his frustration maybe with missing Nina, or his frustration with not being able to eat like his friends can eat, and those kinds of things. We want, the goal would be that you would better understand his emotional life, and while all of that is happening, it's in a safe, nurturing environment. Although I would love to work with Joey as his therapist, and still would do that, by the way, after the filial therapy is completed, if you've done the 10 sessions. There's clearly benefit that Joey feels safe and in that play environment with his parents over his therapist.
Right.
So that's one of the things I like the most about it, is that, you know, once you've learned it and accepted it and it's working well for you, when Nina comes, you can help her do that. It also strengthens the bond because there's 30 minutes set every day that you guys do whatever you both want to do. It can also help with limit setting. So prior to the session, you would say things like, now Joey, you know, one of the rules is that you can't throw your toys across the room. So if you throw your toys across the room, the session is going to have to stop. So some of the skills you might learn from these 10 weeks would be reflective listening, being more in touch with Joey's emotional feelings, responding more appropriately to his outbursts, like we said, limit setting. And those would help build Joey's self-esteem because he would feel more safe. And what's been really interesting is studies show that when children start to feel safe and nurtured and their parents are empathetic, they'll start just talking about some of their feelings without having to be asked. And I think that might be really helpful. Is that something that you think you and Joey might benefit from?
Yeah, definitely I think so. I mean, as I mentioned, you know, I've asked Joey several times, you know, what's bothering him, trying to get, you know, a little bit more output from him. And it's just been difficult. He's not really expressed his feelings, so maybe something like this will help him to express his feelings a little more openly.
And it might be good for you guys to interact with other families in that setting for the 10 weeks. Each session's 1 week. It's usually on a Saturday afternoon. Would that be okay?
Yeah, that actually works really well with my schedule.
Oh, good. These therapists, I've known for years. They do a really good job. Several of my other clients have done filial therapy. It's worked really well. Sometimes they might come into your home if you would allow that. You would always bring Joey, and like I said, when the 10 weeks are over, I'd like to first see you again, and you and I talk about how the 10 weeks went, and then after that I'd like to see Joey and get his feedback on that. How does that sound?
Sounds great.
Okay. Wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, then I'm going to go ahead and give you a call in the next day or two after I've set it up with the trained filial therapist. And the date will probably be in about 2 weeks from then.
Okay.
Now, I'm sorry, 2 weeks from now. And then if at any time during the 10 weeks you want to meet with me individually, I'm happy to do that.
Okay, great.
Okay?
Thank you
All
very
right.
much.
Well, we will see you
Okay,
soon.
thanks.
Yeah.
Bye.